If you know me as Miss Miller, I'm still the same person. I just got married. Okay? So, my husband. Okay, so if you hear Miller or Myers, that's totally me, the same person. The web store tells you to bring the receipt to Miss Miller. That's me. Miss Sokolowski is the other DECA advisor. She's back there. Most people call her Miss S, so that's why you see Miss S on certain things. And then I'm going to introduce you guys to your officers. So the officers are the group of leaders in this club that pretty much plan everything and anything that we do. They are also extremely knowledgeable. So if you have questions, you don't actually have to ask me or Miss S all of your questions. You can ask one of them if you see one of them as well. So who are our officers? First up, sorry, it's been a long day. First up is our president, Andrea Day. Next we have Sarah Joshi. So Sarah is in charge of career development, so she's going to help you guys get through like competition and helping you get to wherever you want to be in your DECA life. Okay? The next person is going to be Kinsey Lipsky. She's in charge of leadership and she's awesome. Next is going to be Hannah Gustafson. She's in charge of finance, making sure you pay your membership dues, and making sure that we also network with the business community outside so that they can pay for these awesome snacks, games, and activities, and pizza next week. Next slide. Shani. So she's the VP of Marketing. Next. Valentina is going to be your VP of Hospitality. She plans the extra events. If you have an idea for a social or a gathering that you want to do with all of us, then you tell her and we'll make it happen. And then we also implemented something new this year. It is a board of directors. So what this is they're still like an officer, but they help, they do pretty much just as much work. But it's extra leadership because last year we had over 200 members in DECA, and 6 people being the leaders of 200 members is kind of overwhelming. So we added our leadership board of directors. So if you're one of those people, will you please stand? Okay, so those people you can ask questions to as well. So that's all I personally have, just introducing people. Now they're up.
Okay, so the theme for this year is #ReadyForIt. So in DECA, you'll be prepared to be college and career ready. So DECA just gives you the experiences you need just to put yourself out there and put your best foot forward and just be ready for it.
Okay, so why should you join DECA? DECA was established in 1946, and most of your parents or students, like your friends and colleagues or even employers, might have been in DECA. DECA is great for business and leadership skills. We go on lots of trips. It's a business or resume builder. We travel a lot. You get to meet new people and create great friendships, and it's just really fun.
Okay, so what does DECA do? So we compete, we have community service, we have socials, and we travel a lot, especially if you compete, and we have a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of opportunities to hang out as a chapter, and also hang out with other chapters like College Park.
What are the competitions? For competitions, we have 2 different categories, role play and written events. At the end of this meeting, we will have a flyer at the table that you can pick up to see which type of category you're interested in, whether it be role play and written and what fits you the best. In these categories, we have over 500 events. or 50 events. Competing is a lot about the experience you get. Whether it's interviewing for a job, a scholarship, or presenting ideas to your boss, it's going to help in a ton of different ways. So we really recommend that you compete within this club. Okay, so coming up, we have a lot of different fun things that we travel to, and you get to even skip school sometimes, so that's a plus. And so we usually go to the Houston Rockets and Dynamo games, and we skip school for those. And then the leadership training. If you're competing, I highly recommend going to the leadership training. I went last year, and it was really, really fun. And you get to meet a bunch of different people and learn about what event you're competing in. And then we have the district competition, which is coming up. And then we go to Dallas for state this year. So if you make it to state, which you probably will, then you get to go to Dallas for 3 days and skip school. And then we're going to Orlando this year for ICDC. So if you make it for that, then we're gonna skip school also and go to Florida for a week. And yeah, we just have socials and all these things.
So Houston Rockets and Dynamo game, the only thing that so DECA will pay for the travel there. You just pay for your actual game ticket. So I know the Rockets Day is on October 12th. Is it October 12th?
Yeah. No, 17th.
17th. Leadership training is October 12th. So the Rockets Day is October 17th. So the tickets are usually about $25. What we do is we go down there during the day. We meet with marketing representatives. When we first get there, we usually have a 2 to 3 hour break where we play games and we all hang out in the downtown area, but in certain proximities. Okay, and then we actually attend the Rockets game that night. Same thing with the Dynamo. I just don't know what day the Dynamo is yet. Okay, so you have to be in DECA in order to do those two things. So if you want your friends to come, your friends have to join DECA because your DECA dues kind of pays for that transportation. Okay, because our DECA account is what does that. Leadership training, that is going to be October 12th. You guys, it's usually $20. You get fed lunch. And you learn about what type of, so if you sign up for a role play, you go to a role play class. If you sign up for a written event, you go to a written event class. So they kind of give you tips and tricks on how to compete, but they also let you play games, give you snacks, you win cool prizes. A couple of our kids won $20 last year because they give away prizes. District competition. This is how that works. The school will pay 100% for you to compete. Okay, but if you back out after the deadline and you'll know all that stuff, then you have to reimburse the district the fee. So pretty much if you sign up to compete, you just compete and it's free. Okay? So you honestly only pay if the ticket itself costs money. So the Rockets game actual ticket you pay for. We pay for transportation, all that kind of stuff. When they say skip school, yes, technically you get to miss school. It is an excused absence. So it does not count against you for finals, missing school or anything like that. You do absolutely have to make up your work for those teachers that give you work. But you do not get counted absent, and it's not unexcused, so it is excused. So that's good. The social is at Terramont Park. That is free, correct? Yes. It's August 31st, so we'll send more information out about that. So socials are when we gather together, play games, we'll do something cool. What's the next slide?
Orlando and Dallas.
Orlando and Dallas. So how that works? Competition. Once again, Dallas completely paid for it. Okay, we just go up there and compete. You do have, if you eat a whole lot, you might have to pay a little bit of your food because the school does give you a limited number of money for food. Orlando, we pay for the entire trip minus your Disney ticket. Okay, so usually it's about 100 to 150 a kid, but you miss 4 or 5 days worth of school. When we went to California, we did Universal's, Orlando, Huntington Beach.
We did random,
Universal where they rent it out.
Yeah, we did all different things. So every day there was a fun activity. Last year in Atlanta, we went to a concert. We went to Coca-Cola factory. We went to aquarium. We ran a 5K. Some of us walked a 5K. But so you do all this stuff. So there's a whole lot built into that $100 that you might have to spend. And the cool thing is, guys, in all honesty, if we get together as a club and we start getting more businesses involved and more businesses donate money, that trip to Disney could completely be free. Okay? So, remember that. The more businesses, so if your parents own a business, For example, my husband, he's not my fiance anymore, my husband owns a business. I always ask him to sponsor our club, so he writes us a check. Usually he will pay for the ICDC shirts, which is the Florida shirts, okay? But, for example, the snacks today were bought by people that have already donated money. So if your parents own a business or you know somebody that does, then have them reach out to me. They can write us a check. It's completely tax deductible, so it's good for them, okay? They get little perks as well, and we also promote their business on all of our social media. So it's kind of a win-win for everyone. But that's going to help pay for certain spots to go to the leadership training. That's going to help to pay for certain rocket spots. Obviously, we're a large club, so we can't pay for all 200 people unless we get people to donate money. Does that make sense? So that is highly encouraged. If you know of somebody that can do that, let us know.
And I have a paper about the levels of sponsorships. If anyone is interested, come talk to me or Miss Miller, and we can give you a form that your parent or business that you know.
Want to know where to start? Okay, this kind of gives you an idea of what types of events there are. There's role plays, there's written events. It tells you if they're single member, actually over here. It tells you individual first year members. So if you've never been in DECA, you can do these events, but if you've been in DECA before, you cannot do this event. Make sense? Then there's other ones you can do as an individual. You can do team. So a role play, you take a test and you act out like a scenario with a judge. Okay, you need to study for your test. Then you act out on the day of competition your role play. If you're good with talking with people, if you're good at communicating, role plays are really awesome. Now, written events. Those, if you like to prepare and know what you're doing, written events are cool too. You can do it by yourself or up to 3 people. The cool thing about a written event is it gives you exactly what you need to write about. You write it, I read it, Miss S reads it, we edit it. You come up with a presentation, and the day of competition, all you do is present it. Okay? So that's 2 different types of events. There's also, how many of you have ever taken accounting, sports marketing, advertising, social media marketing, anything along those lines, and you've done like a virtual simulation? Couple of you. Virtual business is a competition. If you were good at it, you can actually do virtual business on top of these competitions. Okay, so you can do one of these and a virtual business, or you could just do virtual business, whatever floats your boat. Okay, but it also tells you some deadlines up here, and it tells you what events and what topics. So if you know you want to do something by yourself, you can actually look at this thing and say, okay, which ones can I do by myself? Which ones are marketing based? Which ones are accounting based? So I would highly recommend you take a picture of this lovely poster I printed today for you. Okay, to help you kind of see what competition you want to do, and obviously ask us, talk to Miss S, talk to myself, and we'll get you in the right direction. The faster you start knowing what event you want to do for competition, the easier it's going to be to get to Disney. Okay? Cool? Anybody have questions so far about DECA? No questions?
They're just so excited.
What's the question?
How much time does this?
So this is the awesome thing about DECA. We've recorded this entire meeting. So if you miss a meeting, you don't actually miss it, because we're going to upload it to YouTube and we're going to share it with you. Okay? So you get to choose what type of meetings you do. Competitions are all on your own. You do have certain requirements that you have, like you have to take a test before a certain date, but you take that at your house on your own time. So it's kind of like whatever works for you. You have to practice a role play with me or Miss S. That takes about 10 minutes. And you get to pick what day you do that. We schedule it with you. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of honestly around y'all's schedules. So if you're in sports or if you're in different clubs, you can still compete. Competitions are on Saturdays, so most of your sports don't conflict. Especially the time of year it is.
I heard there's a freshman special competition group.
So it's not necessarily only freshmen, it's first year members. So you're gonna look at this section right here where it says first year members only. Okay, that's a role play event, so you have to take a test and you act it out in front of a judge. But it's awesome because you're doing it with just as experienced DECA people as yourself.
Is there like a certain number of meetings that you have to attend?
No, so we don't have a minimum. We don't really have any rules. We don't want to punish you for not being as involved. but we want to reward you for being involved. So every meeting you come to, you get points. Every community service event you go to, you get points. Every time we ask you to participate in something, and you do, you get points. The more points you get lettered, and you can win cool prizes when I give out free prizes. Okay? So there's no like requirement as long as you do your thing.
If you volunteer at the duck race, it's 10 points, by the way.
The duck race is this Saturday from 5:30 to 8:30.
6:30. Oh,
5:30. 200, but it's super easy. Automatically, if you compete in districts, you get 25 points. Duck race is 10. Each meeting is 5. So they add up.